Millions of Americans are starting off 2026 in the red. Nearly half of holiday shoppers and travelers expected to go into debt to afford those expenses. And Vice President Josh Perkins from DeWitt and Dunn Financial Services joins us this morning on Daybreak to explain how we can pay off that debt and remain debt-free. Josh, thank you for joining us this morning. Let's start with just how does this happen? How do people rack up so much credit card debt, especially during the holiday season?
Look, Chris, you really have to give it to retailers. They are very good at doing what they do, which is motivating us to spend our money, right, to buy their products. They did such a great job. They reached a new milestone last year in the holiday season. Retail sales topped $1 trillion last year. You know, a lot of times they have their tactics and their strategies. They'll take expensive products and put a discount or put them on sale. And that really tricks us to spending more than we were planning on spending. And so $1 trillion spent last year, the holiday season, which is essentially most of that money got put on a credit, or sorry, I'd say most of that ended up on credit cards. And so a lot of Americans are finding themselves in more credit card debt than they were planning on this year.
Yeah, you get that statement, it hits you like a brick wall. So how can we get a handle on that debt?
Well, first, you need to understand that high interest credit card debt is very dangerous. You want to try and get out of that as quickly as possible. It's dangerous because a lot of your payment is going towards interest and very little amount is actually going to get out of debt. This is such a big problem that the current administration, President Trump, is trying to put a cap on the interest rates that these credit card companies are charging each and every one of us. So first off, you need to understand, let's prioritize getting out of debt. You also need to understand how much money is coming in each month, how much money is going out, create a budget where you're spending less money than you actually have, where you're spending less money than your income. And then you want to list your debts, smallest to largest. Starting with the smallest debt, pay well more than the minimum payment, paying minimum payments on everything else. The beauty of this program, if you're focusing on paying off the smallest debt, when you get that knocked out, you'll have some positive motivation to continue to pay off debt, and that will allow you to snowball that debt payment. This method is called the snowball method, and it's been proven to be the most effective debt repayment process.
Yeah, some great advice, Josh. Thank you for joining us this morning and helping everyone dig out of debt and hopefully stay debt-free here in the new year.